The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, has been heckled again by the anti-ULEZ Londoners. Yes, people in the capital are finally waking up and rising up to the establishment. Some of them actually voted for Sadiq Khan. Some of them were tricked into voting for the establishment in the past. Now, they are the ones who are bringing down the same Sadiq. So, it's going to be interesting because I'm going to show you a video of Sadiq Khan did this State of London session. It's like the State of Union that Joe Biden does, but it's for London with a live audience. And of course, he did it with his friend, James O'Brien from LBC. And the whole thing was also broadcast on radio, but it was a live audience. It was in a venue, right? Which means, like any other live event, if a protester heckles or whatever, it's about sending a message to everybody else in the room. But I'm going to show you this video because James O'Brien, like an idiot, was trying to be smug, like, no one can hear you because the microphone is here and no one in the radio on the radio can hear you. Yeah, but no one cares about your radio listeners, James O'Brien. It's about everybody else in the room and those who filmed it on their phones and shared it with us. And we are now going to share it on this channel and everybody else is going to share this video. Let's go to Sadiq Khan getting heckled over ULEZ.
1,000 people die prematurely directly because of air pollution. There are children in our city with stunted lungs permanently because of air pollution. And
I'll come to you shortly. Well, no one can hear you because it's a radio show and you've not got a microphone. Okay, I don't want to give you a warning. I need to explain to you how radios work. Nobody can hear you. Nobody can hear you except the people in this room. So that's a final warning. Okay, that's a final warning. That's a final warning for you. My apologies to everybody listening on their radios who can't hear what the gentleman in the room is saying. Allow me to praise it. There is research from Imperial College, Sadiq Khan, that completely contradicts everything you've just said.
Well, it's the research from Imperial College that says there's around 4,000 premature deaths in London. But when we introduced the ULEZ in central London, in 2 years, it reduced the poison by 50%, but also
just let me handle things, all right? And then if I get it wrong, you can pick me up on it afterwards. But if we can't hear what he's had to say, then you can't start picking holes in it.
But it also led to a third fewer children being admitted in hospital. So the policy works in central London and in inner London where we have it.
The final question in this section, what are you doing about the air quality on the tube, which is shockingly poor?
So the Health and Safety Executive have standards when it comes to the dust on the tube. The dust in the tube is well under what the Health and Safety Executive says, but we want to, notwithstanding that, make sure it gets even cleaner. And so on the tube, we've got 330 kilometres of underground tunnel. Each year, we deep clean 130 kilometres every year, but we are concerned about any dust being above zero. And so we're going to carry on researching what more we can do, carry on working with experts to make sure levels are even cleaner, but just to reassure not just those who work in the underground, those who use the underground like I do, the dust in the underground is not breaching any health and safety standards. The air quality subsurface is breaching the government's own legislation, but also World Health Organization.
Then there was research at from King's College London in 2019 that found the air in tube carriages was 18 times worse than roadside air above ground. So people, I suspect like Max, will wonder why you're prioritising roadside air above ground over carriage air underground.
So on the underground it's dust. On the subsurface it is particularly about NOx and nitrogen dioxide.
So you'd say we're not comparing apples with apples
exactly.
when we make these points.
So just to give you an example of the apples versus watermelons is...
Hang on, was that James O'Brien trying to challenge the mayor because he just basically agreed with him at the end? So we are used to having politicians give out misleading statements. But when they directly lie and they do it so confidently like that, it's absolutely disgusting. We must call it out. So toxic dust and air pollution on London Tube, London Underground is so bad, and I'm going to put a link on the video that we've already done a while ago, quite recently on the channel. I'll put it at the top in a second. That the research, so many research came out that showed that that is actually more harmful than secondhand smoking. And the problem we have is that it says it's actually under what the health and safety regulations are. It's not. We have the video. I'm going to put the link somewhere up here. Click on it and watch that video if you haven't seen it already. It shows you the evidence of one of the boys at Guido who went in with one of these devices to actually measure the dust, the toxic dust and air pollution on London Tube. Sadiq Khan, it's time for you to stop lying and it's time for you to resign. I'm Mahyar Tousi and we are the media.